have got some crazy testimonies to share with you guys, and they are absolutely off the charts. I cannot believe what God is doing. I'm not going to be able to tell all the testimonies, but yeah, you guys know I've been struggling with my that legal battle with the visa, and my green card finally came to a close. And was it this month, Chris? When did we go to Mexico? The beginning of this month, last month.
March, yeah.
Last month,
Yeah,
yeah.
the beginning of March, I finally got to leave America after 6 years and flew to Mexico with Chris and a few of our team members to a youth conference in Celaya, Mexico. And it was amazing. I am still on fire from that trip. Like, seriously, guys, it ignited something in my heart. Salvations, activating the youth to go and do evangelism. The power of God during those meetings, guys, was I can't remember the last time. Maybe Pember days when we did Harvest School. That's kind of what it reminded me of. It was just amazing, and it was just wonderful to partner with the local church there. They've got a bunch of church plants that they do yearly, like 3 church plants this year alone, right, Chris? I think they said.
Something of that matter. Yeah, they've already planted 7, and they have a vision to plant a lot of churches.
So it was absolutely incredible. And then my favorite part was when we took the young adults or the teenagers out on an outreach and watching some of them share their faith for the first time. We had, I think there was seven outreaches going on at the same time. We bought a portable speaker with battery, and we were preaching the gospel in the city center of Celaya, just preaching the gospel. I saw a couple of people healed. There were salvations. It was just absolutely incredible. And then that night when we got back, these group of young boys, I think they were like 10, 11, 12, somewhere around there, they were praying for this one man, and the presence of God was so thick while they were praying for this man. An older gentleman, he was way older than me. They're praying for him, and he just goes down in the presence of God. And these kids are just floating around praying for people. And I thought nothing of it. And then the next thing I know, they surround me and start praying for me. And for some reason, I understood what they said because there was no interpreter. And this young boy, he leans his head around and he says, "You must go to the nations. You must go to the nations." And I'm weeping. Chris and I had been talking about missions trips and dreaming about it. And I'm like, undone. The next thing I know, these young men have walked right across the whole building and they found Chris and they were praying for him too. And they were saying very similar things. You must go to the nations. You must go to the nations. Chris luckily had an interpreter. I didn't. So he's got more details. But the presence of God was so thick. I am still on fire and burning for Jesus. I'm so excited to see and honored that we get to do this. Chris and I went to Phoenix, Arizona this last weekend. And while we were there, the local guys, our local team, Evan, Rachel, Maddie, and a few others, were hosting a Bethel team, a BSSM Bethel team. And we did gospel trucks and evangelisms all throughout the PDX Portland area. And like they saw, we don't even know, we were supposed to take count, but we don't even know how many people got saved. We're still trying to gather all the crazy testimonies that were happening. And while we were in Phoenix, we were seeing, I think Sunday alone, we saw more than 20 salvations. Just crazy stuff going on. A church activated. It was awesome. And Rach, do you have any testimonies that you wanted to share from those outreaches?
From this past
whatever
week.
you wanted to share.
Yeah, it was this past week was really powerful. We just in our staff meeting, we were able to hear there were so many testimonies. It just sabotaged our whole staff meeting because this week it was just really good. We've hosted, I think since we've been here, there's been 2 BSSM teams that have come through, and we've been able to host them. This one was a bigger team of like 22 students, and we were able to equip them, empower them, and a lot of them like had never even preached the gospel, had never even gone out, maybe never even given a prophetic word. maybe never even been told how to. And so it was, that's one thing I love doing. I've always loved doing that in South Africa. I loved it. We used to have YWAM teams come, and we would meet with them before outreaches, and we would just like pray for them, and they were set on fire. And so that happened again. It was very powerful through prayer. I mean, a time of repentance broke out, and people were repenting of not having passion for the lost, and not going to the streets, not preaching the gospel. There was just a really powerful time. But there were so many outreaches, I actually couldn't even go to them all while they were here. But we didn't get the number yet, but I mean, it was powerful. I actually brought the kids with me, and they made cotton candy at the block party, and they made snow cones, and they were handing them to kids, and they were asking me like, "Mom, does this kid need to know about Jesus? Does this kid need to know about Jesus?" And so I was able to bring them with, and they were able to join us for that. Just some of the testimonies there was that a lesbian couple gave their lives to Jesus. That was really powerful. And they were just crying. As she was leaving, I didn't actually know that it was a lesbian couple. I didn't know that she didn't go to that church there that the block party was at. And I just was like, "Can I pray for you? How are you doing?" She was still crying. And she's like, "No, I'm good. I got so much prayer. We're going to be here at church next Sunday." And she, like, just so many people's lives are getting transformed through block parties, through going to the streets, through the gospel truck that we take out weekly. And so there's just a lot of powerful people. I love when people get saved. I love when people are reached. And what I love, not more, but as much, equally as much, is when the local church is actually empowered to do it. Yeah. Because there's only so many people we can reach.
Yeah.
Only so many people Compassion to Action can reach. But if we can get the church to be passionate about their community, about the homeless, about the lost, even people that are already saved, just like loving them and reaching them and touching their lives, then that is a success for me.
Yeah.
Someone else had said this week, one of the people who were leading the Bethel team this week, they said, I think she said, "This is the most," what is it? She said, "This is the most successful outreach I've ever been on," or like, "This is the most, like people have never been empowered to do this before. And this is the most successful time I've seen people empowered to go preach the gospel."
And she left, a leader left, saying she came here a little bit apprehensive about all the evangelism that we had. And she left on fire with a passion for sharing and preaching the gospel, which is incredible. She's an incredible lady as it is. But she said that this trip marked her. And the amount of people that we've seen say, after they come on our outreaches, they feel equipped, encouraged, and empowered to go and preach the gospel is incredible. I think that's one of the greatest testimonies that we can have. And I think it's a testimony to just like the apostolic anointing for evangelism in the churches. That is absolutely incredible. Two last things before we hand over, or before we move on to the next thing. But when I arrived, Chris prophesied over me about prophetic singing evangelism. So I have been, I've been trying. I've been bringing my guitar on most of the outreaches and walking around the streets singing over people. And we did it this last week. We did it.
Yeah, we did it.
And it was really, really fruitful. People's hearts open up. And while I sing a word over them, I say, "Do you want to meet the man that knows you?" And lead them in a salvation prayer and in a repentance prayer. And they encounter God and get saved. It's one of my favorite ways to do evangelism. The other one is Rachel and I have been really growing. Aaron, you're going to love this. Really growing in prophetic art evangelism, drawing prophetic pictures for people and handing them out. I have been challenging myself, and I feel like a kid. Okay, I have been challenging myself to get people's names and give them a prophetic picture just for them with their name on it, and I've never met them. So I was like, okay, God, this is very scary. I don't even know if there is an Alex in a meeting, or the weirdest name God told me was Bogdan. Just like really crazy things. Because I'm new, I can get away with a lot of name guesses, Anyway, well, ask God, and I'm seeing God do some crazy things. Not this Sunday, but the previous Sunday, I was at a church and I got a name for somebody and I wrote the name down and I drew this really good picture of a heart and I was so happy. Couldn't find that person. I looked everywhere, didn't find them. I was like, okay, God, the next person with this name that I meet, I'm going to give them this prophetic word. The whole week goes by full of outreaches and nobody I met had that name. I was like, Lord, what is going on? Did I hear you correctly? And on Friday, while we're driving to the host pastor's house in Phoenix, I'll ask Chris, I'm like, hey, Chris, by the way, what are the leaders' names? He tells me the name and my face goes white. I'm like, no ways. That's the name on the picture. I'm like, no, 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 no. It's a personal one. I don't know. Maybe I'm getting it wrong. And Chris and Hayden were like, no, let's just test it out and see how it goes. And from when we walked in the door, I knew without a shadow of a doubt that this drawing was for him. And by the end of after dinner, I was like, hey guys, I got a gift for you. Here is this picture I drew for you. And his wife starts freaking out. He starts freaking out. He says, it's a picture of a heart, by the way. He says, every message he preaches always ends in the heart health. How is a heart position with God? Number one. Plus, he would just dealt with something in his personal life with the loss in his family. Don't want to share any details. And like that really ministered to his heart as God was restoring the loss. And then thirdly, he just wrote a book and it was called something about the heart, the Father heart of God, yeah. or something like that. I'm like, no ways. How much more confirmation do you know? And we've been having that happen so often. I feel like a kid telling you guys these stories. I don't know why it makes me so happy. But yeah, God's been moving and we're excited to share this journey with you guys. So yeah. Yes. Go for it, babe.
Do you want me to share?
You go. You do our current ministry roles.
Yes. So I know a lot of people have just been wondering, and I've tried to follow up with people about the transition. We haven't actually spoken to everyone. And I know we're just speaking to you 3, 4 right now, but about 20 people told me, hey, record it because we want to watch the video, but we just can't be there for that actual time. So I know that a lot of other people are going to be joining for this too that haven't heard any updates. But yeah, the update to, thank you so much everyone that was a part of just the transition out of Chicago to here. It was big. It was big. It was a huge move. It was a massive transition and
these are the only plants that Rachel has.
I only have 3 plants. I'm so sad. Guys, I got rid of 60 of my favorite house plants and I'm trying to slowly build them up again. So anyway, we're trying to still make our little house a home and I need more plants for that. So what was I saying?
I'm so sorry. Current growth. There we go. Transition.
So so since we've been here, we've been able to just kind of find our place in the ministry, find what is working and what we want to do and where
just go low,
where God has us. And you know, it looks different. I don't know, you might have different roles than I have, but we're just partnering with Compassionate Action. And so one of the big things that we will be doing that we are starting, was it next week?
Yeah, we start next week, Wednesday at this time. We are starting a free online a School of Evangelism. It's actually called School of Compassion to Action. You might have seen me share it with you guys or share it online or something like that. It's a 6-week online school where we're equipping people that want to do and want to step out and grow in evangelism. It's totally for free. The saying is it's free, but it will cost you your time and your lives as we are going to be commissioning people with challenges and assignments to go out and do evangelism. This is only a 6-week school with hope that in September we're starting a 9-month school. Huge. It's going to be similar structure, like once a week, but it's going to have assignments. We've got a platform that we are working with where people can actually have assignments, work tasks, and they have to market to Excel. And that leads us into the next one.
Well, back to that. This is the 3rd school that we've done. So that we've been a part of. So we have seen fruit from this,
and there's more than 100 students.
So when we did the gospel truck tour over the summer, we did over 50 or seven, was it 70?
Can't remember.
I think it was over 70 outreaches in the Midwest. All the well, even past the Midwest, we went East Coast as well, and the South. So anyway, it was mostly Midwest, but also South and East Coast. And a lot of the people that actually did the school online would meet up with us at those outreaches, and we actually got to see them. They felt connected to a community, and that's really that's what we have seen through this, is that people want to feel connected to a community. They want to know, like, hey, there's other people doing this. There's other people. What does it look like? Even it might not look like them going to the streets and preaching the gospel. It might look like, hey, I want to share God at my workplace. I want to share God. Like, what does it just look like to come together with a community of people who are hungry or want to get hungry for the lost, for the gospel to be put on display, and what does that look like? So really, I love the community that I feel like it builds, because we just get to keep connecting with those people over and over again.
And then the exciting thing about the school is that we are also launching and starting, listening to the prophetic words that we got in Mexico. We are relaunching, cheering on, starting the missions aspect of Compassion to Action, which is really exciting. And it's going to work well with the ministry school, or the School of Compassion to Action, where students get empowered, and then we actually give them a missions trip to go to the nations to preach the gospel, and local outreaches all over the place. So that's going to be absolutely incredible. Jenna, do you have a question? You might have to unmute yourself.
She wants to know more about the school, I bet.
You have to unmute yourself. Pakistan. She's saying, let's go to Pakistan. Yes, I have been thinking about it.
There we go. Oh, did I do it? Okay, sorry. I couldn't figure out how to unmute myself. Yeah, I wanted to know, is this school just in the US, or is it open internationally? Because, of course, my Pakistan connection, everyone loves you. You taught there one time, and everyone's saying, when is Josh coming back? So
it's a really good idea, and I do think that it is a perfect opportunity for the YWAM base that Asher is a part of. Like, our hope is to do clusters, like 25 plus people joining the Zoom call, and we want to work out something that people can be a part of it internationally when the time zones don't work out, like either recording and telling them to listen to it. We're still working that out, but they can join the 6-week school. And I can share that information with you and Asher. And there are already 3 or 5 international students.
The time zone will be awkward, because it's every Wednesday night from, is it 5 to 7?
4:30 our time.
It's from 4:30 to 7, I believe.
So it will make it a little bit.
So, which I think is like 2 a.m. there.
But we can figure something out. We got some people in South Africa and Finland joining, and I spoke to them, and they said, yeah, we can make it work. So yeah, if they are interested, that could be a good option.
Yeah. So, yeah. And we should come up with a time that other people from the other side of the world, then we'll have to wake up at 3 a.m.
But yeah, other than those 2 things, which is really keeping us very busy, we also are helping out with the gospel trucks. Our friend Evan heads up the gospel trucks for Compassion to Action, and I serve and help out there. I help out with worship. We prioritize being at every local gospel truck outreach. We do travel with it, like out of state and in state. But this year, our main focus is what's the coast? The West Coast. We're focusing on this side, just going up and down, and we have got
and the nations. So Compassion to Action hasn't traveled and done a lot of international travel for a while, but this year is the year of international travel for CTA, and we get to be a part of that. Josh he's already been to Mexico,
Argentina's
Arizona,
next,
down to Reading,
South Africa's next.
Yeah, South Africa's on the books.
I'm planning that right now.
Argentina, Australia,
in the name of the Lord.
Places in Europe. What is it? Austria?
Austria? I think, Chris. Austria?
Yes, Austria.
And Czech and Greece and Japan.
So we don't know if we will be doing all of those. If Josh will be going to some, and I will hopefully be able to go to at least one or two of those international trips.
Mm-hmm. And Mexico wants us to come back as soon as possible. So
yeah,
that's really, really fruitful. But yeah, Judy, it's so good to see you, my friend. Welcome. You are perfectly on time. But I'm going to hand over to Chris and let him share with us. And then open up to questions after that. And then Rachel and I want to break down the budget, our budget for you. And yeah, so Chris, over to you, my friend. We are so honored to have you here.
Thank you, Josh and Rachel. I mean, these guys are such gems, and I know that they are dear friends to you guys, and I want to honor each and every one of you for jumping on this Zoom call. Josh and Rachel has brought great strength to us in our community here at Compassion to Action. And tonight is an update for those that are partnering and those that are wanting to partner with Josh and Rachel. And I want to just say this really quickly. I remember when, I started Compassion to Action, and I had a friend in the Bay Area. It's funny. I've got, San Francisco behind me right now. But in the Bay Area, and I just shared my heart with him. And you know what he did was he gathered his friends. And so people that I had never even met before, he gathered his friends and he told them, I have a friend that has a vision to impact America. I have a friend that has a vision to impact the nations. And I want him to be able to share with you the vision that God has placed on his heart. And so my wife and I, Stephanie, we shared. And in that day, we saw all these individuals gather around the vision and begin to support Steffi and I personally to help build our base up for Compassion to Action so that they began to come around us so that we wouldn't worry about our financial needs. And, this Zoom call really is designed to be able to really just celebrate you as individuals that are already championing Josh and Rachel, but also giving individuals that may watch this later that want to have the opportunity to get behind Josh and Rachel to be able to do that. I want to just read a passage found in Luke chapter 8, because even Jesus had partners. I know a lot of people, they may mislook this passage in Luke chapter 8, but Jesus had financial partners. And tonight, I think that, whoever rewatches this Zoom, or maybe the individuals that are watching right now, you guys are watching it, that the Holy Spirit would do something, because I can tell you, Josh and Rachel lend so much strength, and their family are incredible. I don't know if Josh and Rachel told you, but we are planning 200 open air gospel trucks just this year alone, and that they're a part of. This weekend, we've got more gospel truck outreaches that are taking place. Our school that Josh and Rachel are heading up is we're doing a 6-week school, but it is an international school. And next year, we're planning on having 500 students in our school. And so, and from those students, many of them are going to be all around the world. That's when we're going to begin to send more missions trips all over. So Josh is really strategically set up in this role to take teams all over the world. I want to read you this passage and just share just a couple thoughts about it. And then I'm going to turn it back over to Josh and Rachel. Luke chapter 8, it says this. Soon after, Jesus began a tour of nearby towns and villages, preaching and announcing the good news about the kingdom of God. He took his 12 disciples with him, along with some women who had been cured of evil spirits and disease. Among them were Mary Magdalene, from whom he had cast out 7 demons, Joanna, the wife of Joseph, Herod's business manager, Susanna, and many others who were contributing from their own resources to support Jesus and his disciples. And so even Jesus had monthly financial partners. And I just want to encourage each and every one of you. There's two things that you can do, or three things that you can do tonight. First, if you're an individual that hasn't, and you're watching this on replay, and you haven't adopted Josh and Rachel in prayer, you can start to begin to do that. You can begin to adopt them in your heart, to begin to pray for them. The second thing that you can do is you can pray about becoming a monthly partner and partnering with them on a monthly basis. I really encourage Josh and Rachel, based on the income that's in this area where they're at. Where they're at in Washougal, Washington, the average home income is right over 100,000. And I'm encouraging Josh and Rachel to have $7,000 a month for partnership for their family, so that they don't have to worry about are they going to be able to make rent? Are they going to be able to have enough resources to be able to have, a trip here or a trip there? But they'll be able to take care of it. And the third thing that I would encourage you to do is tell someone about Josh and Rachel in your own friend network. And it's okay for you to have your own partner gathering for Josh and share the word and share about Josh and Rachel and what they're doing. And because I already know that some of you are partnering with Josh and Rachel, but there may be some people that you're connected to that says, I want to actually hear more about what Josh is doing, and that you would host a partner gathering on behalf of Josh and Rachel to be able to see their family thrive in this season. These guys are lending so much strength. We at Compassion Action, we are sowing into them, and we believe in these guys so very much. And it's excited to be able to see Josh and Rachel's creativity and their giftings coming out. Another thing that Rachel and Josh are doing is they're going to our kids club, and they're bringing their own kids to it as well, which is awesome, reaching kids that are less fortunate in our community. And they are making a massive impact. And so the kids are getting activated as well. And I want to say thank you guys so much for partnering with Josh and Rachel and being a part of literally changing lives all around the world. And I appreciate you guys. Josh and Rachel, I'm going to turn it back over to you.
Thank you, Chris. That was awesome.
Chris. We didn't know anything you were going to say, but it was all nice.
Really appreciate it.
Yes, we forgot to mention Kids Club, and there's quite a few other things that we're doing too that we just haven't mentioned at all. We're also partnering with a local church here,
Great church.
Yeah, just for family, just for our kids are having good community and good friends there, and I'm getting involved in the Sozo ministry, and yeah, we're still praying about if we're supposed to do worship. I know we've always done worship at our churches in the past, but
it might not have
honestly, such good work with Compassion to Action. There's not time to do anything else.
These guys are running faster than Cheetah's drinking espresso. I can tell you that right now. They're not twiddling their thumbs.
No,
they're running fast.
And we are, and I know many of you know about my side business doing selling tallow. So I'm still trying to build that business, build it up, and get things going and establish, get my LLC in order, and really get that build the website and get that. I have a generous donor who is paying for me to have a professional website designed.
Don't know who that is.
Yeah. So God is really good, and he's really breathing on that small business that I'm trying to build up.
And you've got three new clients.
Oh, and I, in this area, my doula, so I have two side businesses. My doula business, it looks like I have 3 clients for this summer so far, which is great. And so that provides, and it's me doing what I love to do the most. And so I'm really just I'm just asking the Lord, how can I get more involved in the birthing community in this area? Because that is one of my greatest ministry
tools. Most of you know that Rachel uses the doula business as a way to do ministry.
Yes.
In Chicago, I mean, Erin, you and her went and helped that lady, that Muslim lady from that situation.
Yes, so it's a way to support not just during the labor, but it's also a way to get into the family and support the whole family, people who are in rough situations. Yeah. So,
yeah, we just thank you guys. Thank you for everyone that prays, everyone that partners with us. There's some people that have been partnering with us this whole time. Firstly, I've got to say we have had consistent partners, like monthly partners, for many years that have been partnering with us even since South Africa, and we are so grateful for them. They'll probably be watching this. A lot of people want to remain anonymous and just be giving like that, and they've been so faithful. So thank you to those people. And we are really, really, really grateful.
Yeah.
And I know I said to Rachel today, I was like, babe, I really believe in what we are doing, and how we are seeing people's lives transform, not only in the church, but also on the streets outside the church. Crazy stories. But yeah, I've also asked Rachel, because she's better at talking details, you guys know this, to talk about some of the financial breakdown and areas that we need breakthrough financially for. So yeah, yes. Rach, if you want to do that. Yes, I forgot that I have that on it.
So I'm not going to go into too much detail. I mean, unless you want to know how much I spend on our Amazon account every month. But basically, our income. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. So I know Chris said he would really like for us to have 7,000 a month. That is very generous. I mean, that would be amazing. For us, it looks like we're probably around 6,000 a month, and
expenses.
That in expenses, and that is not including school fees, which we are praying about getting our kids into some type of either homeschool cluster or some type of school other than public school, unless God really wants us to put our kids in public school. So that is not including that. So yeah, because that's just where we currently are right now. But then our income is current income is 3,000 a month. So of course you can see we have a bit of an issue with, hey, we need to spend more than we are currently receiving, and right now we are barely paying rent every month.
That's great opportunities to trust God.
So we just want to, I know this is very vulnerable for us to share this with you. I know a lot of you really care. Some people actually ask these types of questions. But that's where we are right now. And we're not living in fear. We are definitely trusting God. This was his call for us to move here. We knew it wouldn't be easy. And yeah, we just feel like my thing is I feel like even people sowing into our lives all these years. I mean, we have a few people, maybe 2 or 3 people who have supported us every month for 12 years. And that, like, I'm gonna cry. That means so much to me, because even if it's just like $20 a month, it means so much, because it's like, wow, you guys have walked a journey with us. And so we want to invite people. It's like, yeah, we need to pay our rent. Yeah, we need to pay our utilities. We need to pay our cell phone bills. But really what I'm excited for is people get to partner with the kingdom work we're doing. And that's big. Like, and back when we were in South Africa, maybe it felt for people like, oh, wow, they're feeding orphans, they're doing all this stuff. Like it's maybe more in your face, like the financial need to run a mission space. But here, like the work we are doing is we are actually equipping and empowering people to go to the nations. And it's just really impactful, as long as reaching the local community as well. But I'm just like, wow, actually, I want to invite people. I would be very selfish not to invite people to sow into this kind of work, because I know that everyone that has sown, I know God is going to bless you 2-fold, 100-fold. He's going to bless you, because it's an aspect of the kingdom, is the sowing and reaping. And so I really just want to bring people along that journey. And thank you to all the people who have over the years given us $5, given us $10, bought us a coffee. There's somebody who we had a coffee date, and they put a set of car keys on our table back in South Africa. And I mean, that was a great coffee date. And so we just thank everyone who who has supported us throughout the years. I mean, I think we tried doing the math the other day to see how much money estimated maybe has been sown into us in these past 12 years of ministry. And I think it was probably over $200,000. I mean, just of vehicles, of houses, of accommodation, of goods, of money. And yeah, God knows how much it costs to fuel and to keep the kingdom going, kingdom work going. And so thank you everyone for being a part of that.
Thanks, babe.
Yes.
And what we are asking you to do is pray for us.
Yes, pray, please.
Pray about if God is calling you to become partners with us, if you are on the Zoom call or watching it. And then thirdly, help us spread the word of what God is doing here through Compassion to Action through us, and start getting the word out, and inviting people to join that.
Into school.
And the school, that's a good one too. And we are inviting people to become part of a partnership community with us, that we can build into relationships and pray for our partners, and just really believe in the calling and destiny that is on everyone's life too. Just as they have with us, we want to give back. So really thank you guys. We want to thank you for joining the Zoom call, and whoever's watching it, we really appreciate it. And yeah, we love you guys. I miss you guys so much. I have been asked to go to Chicago in June to do something, a worship events and evangelism thing. I'm still busy praying about it, so there are potential a time where I can come and visit, and I would like to do something with the community. I think it'll be a really good transition. I'm looking at like the 20th of June, but I don't know if that'll actually work out with the schedule.
And we'd also really love for you guys to get involved with the school, the free 6-week online school, because for people who do that school, they get a personal invite to come on mission trips with us. And we really would love you, or people like people at Shiloh, people in your community, like whoever you're connected with, to feel that connection with us, and to be able to go on those mission trips, and to join us all over the world or over the US, wherever, because they can also join us in the US for different reaches.
Yeah. Thank you guys. If you got any questions, we can. Chris,
any questions.
If you need to hop off there to be with your fam, you're most welcome to. Thank you so much. Again, I'm really honored to be running with Chris at the moment. I have learned so much. It's incredible. So we love you, Chris. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Yeah. Does anyone have any questions for Josh and Rachel?
Perfect, Jenna. You can all unmute.
At the same time.
All ask at once.
Okay. When does the school start?
So the April, this school starts the 9th of April. So that's next week. So next week, Wednesday, 4:30 Pacific time until 6. So it's only like an hour and a half.
6, so that's 6:30 Central Time.
Yeah, it starts 6:30 Central Time. I did that last year when I did it quite a few times. Jenna, you often saw me running upstairs and had a Zoom call. So that's when we are doing that. And then the September school, we haven't got the final date of when we're starting, but it is going to be a 9-month school.
And do you guys have like a cutoff limit, or you take as many people as want to come?
Not really. I think there is like
right now we have
24
people
as of today
in this that have applied for the school.
So there's no cutoff. There's no real cutoff. I think the biggest thing.
We say April 8th is the cutoff.
No, but like the amount of people you're talking about.
Yeah. But I mean, both is good information. Do you guys have like a link or somewhere where people can go to sign up and look at information? Yeah. Yes. Okay.
School of Compassion to Action. If you just look it up online, it should pop up. Otherwise, I can share it with you and send it out. I do try to put on social media quite often, but it is a really good school. Lots of fun. The 6-week school is really, really nice. We are using it as a promotional tool for the 9-month school, just to get everyone's appetite hungry for what's going to come. And yeah, Chris has got a couple of guest speakers. Obviously, Chris is going to be on there too. And then we've got our team that have little revival home groups that we have breakup sessions and actually have like ask questions, and they've got the ability to answer questions. And it's just a really, really fun time for people to be empowered and equipped. Yeah. So,
and I'll just say, since this is being recorded, for anyone that doesn't know you guys that watches this, I've never met anyone that empowers the way that you guys do. Like, just the anointing that's on you, it's incredible. Like, it's of God. And so I would just encourage people, like, if they're watching this and they're kind of like not sure, thinking about it, like, do it. You will not regret it. You will only produce fruit because of it.
Thank you, Jenna. We love you.
Love you guys too.
Kate, did you have any questions? I thought I saw your hand raised.
Wow. No, it keeps spinning me out. I'm horrible at technology. I was like writing down the stuff because what Jenna was saying, I was like, those are questions that I was interested in too. And yeah, so I don't remember the other one. I did have one, but I don't know what it was.
We can send you the link too if you were looking for the link too.
Yeah, because I was like, I wanted to, I think, Josh, you posted something in regards to it on Facebook or something.
I did. I also just shared in the chats School of Compassion to Action link, and then I'll get it to each of you, okay?
Okay.
If you're interested. And that should answer a lot of the questions of the practical side of things. Yeah. And we're also using it as a really good tool. I forgot to mention this. For the people that get saved, we want to plug them into a school so they can get discipled. So it's going to be...
That's awesome.
Hi, Annabelle.
It's going to be a very interactive time, very easy, but yet very empowering and equipping. So, yeah, let's go on. Anyone else have any questions? Thank you, Kate. So good to see you, Judy. Is that good?
Awesome.
I don't know if you had any questions.
Yeah, Josh, if I could share something too, before I need to go. If you guys are in your heart, you feel like, hey, you want to link up with Josh and Rachel, and you want to get behind them to partner with them. If you haven't started to do that, Josh, can you throw the link up on how people can do that? And then also, one of the things that we've realized, for us at Compassionate Action when we started, is our initial friend group has friends. So if you have friends that you're connected to that you would like to be able to host your own partner gathering for Josh and Rachel, where you could host the Zoom, and you could gather your friend group and invite Josh and Rachel in. Josh and Rachel share, their vision. It's kind of what happened to me. It was literally a friend that gathered all of his friends, and I shared, and they launched us. And if that's something that you guys would want to be a part of as well, just reach out to Josh and Rachel. And there's something that happens when there's a collective vision, where it's a shared vision. It helps build momentum. And when we think about the number of 7,000 a month, 7,000 a month is not really that much money in consideration of the living expenses here on the West Coast. And so I want you to really pray about that, on who do you know that you can share the vision as well to help these guys literally go to the next level. And one of the things that we're excited about is seeing them, us helping them get to different countries. Like Josh, he just was able to go to Mexico and brought so much strength. But we want to see him light up South Africa. We want to see him light up Argentina. We want to see him light up all many different locations. So as you think about that, think about who your friend groups are, and then consider reaching out to Josh and Rachel to have cluster partner gatherings to help these guys get launched. In my spirit, I think, in my heart, I think 2 months, that this could happen easily in 2 months. That they could have their base of 70K or 84K, 7,000 a month developed and established in 2 months. So it's just a thought of mine, and I think it's really possible. And I'll turn it back over to you, Josh and Rachel. I've got to go. I want to get back to the fam, but I love each and every one of you guys. And please come and travel with us. Please jump on a trip. Argentina's going to be fire. South Africa's going to be fire. You know, Europe's going to be fire. I mean, the things that we're seeing, you know, Josh was prophesied Asia. I was prophesied Asia as well in Mexico. Jump on one of our Asia trips that we're going to be establishing next year. We'd love to have you guys travel with us. Love you guys. I got a jam.
Thanks, Chris. See you soon.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Well, we are coming up to the 1 hour. We're almost at an hour here. So we're going to let you guys go to the, just so I don't know if you guys have eaten dinner over there yet. I know it's kind of around dinner time.
Well,
I hope you didn't miss your meal. But yeah, is there anything else you want to say?
No, I'm just really grateful that you guys joined. Thank you so much for your love and your support. We really do miss you guys. And yeah, the invitation is open even to come and visit us in
Portland
PDX area.
Yeah.
Thank you. It's so difficult to tell people, hey, we live in Washougal, Washington, because no one knows where that is. And then we're like, yeah, it's close to Vancouver, Washington.
We're 10 minutes away from Portland. So we're right here, but it's just the other side of the river.
Literally.